Hey, how you doing? Hope you have a nice week. This week's been really cool because I managed to complete another album under another artist name. This artist name is called To Be Invisible. It's kind of inspired by slowcore. The idea was slowcore piano, and I started doing this sort of slowcore piano stuff where it was like, hold on, let's move this cello out of the way. Where it was me going, okay, well, what would slowcore sound like on the piano? And I would sort of do things like the major 7 chords, you know. Let's put this down for a second. Stuff like that. Really simple, and I started doing that, and I recorded a few tracks, and it was really exciting. I really enjoyed it, and I put some drums on it, and that was it. P.S. I've got a bit of a cold, so if I sound a bit like that, then that's why. I really, really enjoyed it, and then I did this one. I thought, well, this feels really sad. I want to sing over it, but I'm not sure. You know, I haven't got a great voice, and usually when I do sing, I kind of try and hide my voice, you know, by whispering it or, you know, soaking in reverb. But with this one song, it was just me, and I was just like, started singing like this. I really liked it. I thought, this sounds great. And it felt really cool. It felt quite authentic. I've never used that very bottom register of my voice before. And then I started carrying on with that, and I thought, well, what happens if I just sing like that, where it's like, life is filled with that again, like this. And I loved it. It felt really nice. And I was listening to it in the kitchen while I was cooking, because I often do that. I listen to my demos in the kitchen while I'm cooking. My wife walks in and goes, hey, is this you? And I go, I didn't want to answer just in case she said, this sounds awful. She was like, this sounds amazing. This sounds like Jim Morrison from The Doors. And I was like, okay, sold. Ticket to ride, hello. So I thought, well, this is obviously on to winner. So I've been working on that album. The album is called On the Edge of Something. It kind of deals with things like passing time, you know, my kids growing up, death, the loss of my mother-in-law, kind of how sad life is. I not in a really dark way, but just in kind of an open, honest way. Life feels a bit sad. Obviously, that sadness is pinned against happiness, and it's this kind of duality. That's kind of what the album's about. On the edge of something, and that idea is, with that. Singing in this way, I feel like I'm on the edge of something new and exciting. So, that's out. Well, it should be out when this is done. And I just really loved it. For me, it's so nice to get back to these art forms where it feels like me. It feels like this is me being myself. It's terrifying. But the thing that drives me forward is if I feel excited when I'm doing this, and I feel excited to listen to it, then someone else will feel excited too. Hopefully. Anyway, the other thing I've been wrestling with this week is, for years I have been renowned for my horror and thriller music. And I love making it. I've made loads of it, and it's done really, really well, especially my horror trailer stuff. And I keep kind of coming back to it and producing tracks, either songs with me singing over them or just instrumental stuff. And I wanted to have a vehicle for this to be delivered outside of production music. Because I know a lot of people actually listen to dark music. I do. And I absolutely love making it. And it's one of the few things I have been making consistently since I started. In fact, its initial formation was, I think I called it the Theseus project, or Theseus and the Minotaur. That's what I called it. And the idea, although it was based on Theseus and the Minotaur, it was the way I approached it was, what would it sound like if drunk goblins were playing classical instruments like cellos and violins? That was the premise. And I still kind of hold that in my head when I'm doing it. So yeah, I wanted a vehicle for this. And at first I sort of had a YouTube channel that I called Rich's Trailer Music or something like that. And I was like, no, I don't want this to be trailer music. I want it to be dark. Then I called it Prin because I thought maybe I would just have this artist called Prin that does sort of dark, folky stuff. Kind of like, their name has just left. Heilung. Thank you. Kind of like Heilung. But instead I thought, well, let's just park it. I did produce an album of this stuff. It's kind of somewhere between epic horror and ambient horror. Park it. And the other day I picked up my cello again. My faithful cello. This guy's been with me through the good times and the bad. And I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to see what happens. And I just started doing this. This is how I often start. You can see it. Here we go. I'll just put the cello on the chair. Let's not pretend I know how to play this. I just started doing this. Oh, yeah. Obviously, I didn't record myself saying, oh, yeah. But this is how much great care I take of my cello. I dropped that. Let's put that back up there. I just remember how much I love that stuff, that kind of raw, organic capture of an organic instrument, of a real instrument, a tangible thing. And then I just started creating some dark stuff, kind of like this. And it just felt so right. So I thought, yeah, I've got to pursue this. And I think I've come up with a name for it. I'm going to call it the Tenebrae Project. Tenebrae being Latin, tenebris for darkness or dark, and I think that should just be it. It should just be the Darkness Project, basically, the Tenebrae Project. Tenebrae because it sounds cool and it makes me look clever. But yeah, anyway, that's what I think I'm going to call it, and that's what I think I'm going to do with it. And I think I'm really excited by this because I'm going to tie this in with me making a new course on horror music. And I would like this horror music course to be one of my flagship courses. It's one of the things I'm best known for. I've got a dark thriller course, which is more related to the sort of thriller cello music that I write. But I think I want to make this Tenebrae Project part of my horror course, like teaching you how to make horror music that's authentic, as well as the stuff that's often asked of us as composers. So that's kind of the shape of my week. I just released another course called Action Sound Design, but we don't talk about that. But yeah, it's been wonderful diving into this place of authenticity to me, because one of the downsides of being a professional composer and music maker is that you are often asked to write music for somebody else and for somebody else's purpose, which is great because it gives you the drive to write the music, and it often pushes you out of your comfort zone. But sometimes along the way, you lose sight of what authentically excites you. And I have made a mission of late to follow that, to find what is authentically me in my music and make it for myself and for those of you who also enjoy that side of my creativity. And I put this to you. Are you holding on to what is authentically you in your music? And are you creating space for you to create that music that lights you up? The reason we started doing this in the first place, because we just love making music, and we just love making music that feels like us.